Hi, I'm Robert Petkoff, and I'm going to read an excerpt from Star Trek PICARD Rogue Elements, written by John Jackson Miller, and it features my favorite new Star Trek character, Cristobal Rios. As names for roving mercenary bands went, the core breaches translated into standard in a manner that undermined their fearsomeness. Rios had taken to calling them the Britches. Individually, each ship was an even match for La Sirena, though in space the freighter was far faster. They just never seemed to be alone when he encountered them, and too often they'd challenged him while he was still in an atmosphere. Limitations he'd known about from his first flight had gone unaddressed too long, and he was paying for it now. Seated behind Naivar and Zovar, Rios surveyed the situation. CG's partner vessels were some way off, but closing. They weren't the problem yet, but they would be. She had come out of warp closer to Argelius, and her emerald-colored flagship guarded the approach to the planet. How the hell does she keep finding me? He decided to open a channel and ask. Well, if it isn't the britches tight on me again. My favorite pains in the ass. The helmet-wearing beauty smiled toothily on his display. Rios, darling, I love you, but I never understand your jokes. What's important is you know I have a sense of humor. That's important to a relationship. If only, she said, smacking her lips. But business intervenes. You're in my business too much these days. Did your clients plant a tracking device when they did their walkthrough? You're ruining the magic, love. I'm drawn to you by your pure animal magnetism. Rios smirked. CG was easily a match for Boss Arco in the innuendo department, but he knew not to tussle with the mercenary leader. When the two were on Lurilia, CG had gotten a shot off at him that he was sure had been set to kill. Whatever Lisel had authorized Claggett to do, the chief had clearly given his hoods more leeway. I'm curious, he said, buying time. What are the working conditions over there? You want to be a core breach? I'd see more of you that way. Ooh, I like that. But you're worth a stack of latinum, and CG's got her own bills to pay. That's tragic. Rios muted his calm and looked to Zovar, who appeared nervous as ever. Did you get them?
Yes. They're waiting on another channel.
Rios switched to it. Argelius control, a male voice said. Rios spoke frenetically, mimicking a high voice he'd once heard. This is Melton Moyles. I need your help. The controller sounded startled. Did you say your name was Moyles? Yes, I'm aboard a freighter hauling goods for Massworks, and there are pirates after me. They just dropped out of warp. There's 5 of them. Seconds passed, during which he overheard commotion. We see them, and you, but we weren't expecting your arrival. Damn it! It's because we've been running for our lives, and if my sister-in-law finds out you didn't help me, you'll be running for yours. Rios, of course, had not had dealings with Massworks since being chewed out by the aforementioned chief executive, but the CEO was important enough to warrant action by the planetary patrol cruisers, which rose from their low orbit to challenge CG's vessel. Rios took the opportunity to rocket past, waving at CG as he did. He switched channels and saw her face, less jovial than usual. That was a dirty trick, she said. I just thought you sounded lonely. Never with you around. You know we'll just be waiting at the edge of the system, don't you? I'll see you then. Promises, promises. She cut the transmission.